Are you ready to take your organization to the next level and become a game changer in your industry? Then look no further. Welcome to Yokai Business Show, where we bring you the world's top business thought leaders to share their secrets to success, from leadership development to finance, marketing, self-development, human resource management, and much, much more. Our guests reveal the strategies, tactics, and mindsets that have made them so successful. So let's dive in and learn from the best in the business. Hello, and welcome to another great episode. I'm super excited about today's show. I know I always say excited, but today I'm truly excited because we are going to be talking about new ideas. Because, new ideas is what keeps the world going. And if you discover the new idea we're going to be talking about in this area, it could be the thing that is going to help your business. So I'm super excited about this episode. But before we jump on to talk to our guests here, and can I remind you to join the conversation that is going on in our community, because that's where we have the follow-up questions from our previous guests. And, we answer some of the questions that we may not be able to answer during the conversation. So make sure to do that. And also, if you're still thinking about starting your own podcast, we've got a very good training program that we put together where we will teach you how to start, how to scale, and how to monetize your podcast. And believe me, podcast is the thing at the moment. And you want to learn from the people that have been doing it for a long time, like myself. I've been doing this since 2015, so you can do the maths. And we've got systems that works, and we've put them in such a way that they're easy to use, and you'll be able to do that. Okay, enough of that. I know you will be in the community, and I know you're going to check that out as well. Let's go straight to our expert today. Hey, thank you so much for joining us. We're truly grateful that you're here. And, for those who are yet to come across your work and, of those that know you but don't quite know how you got started, would you be able to tell us a little bit about your experience in terms of your background in this area, your education, and your experience in this area? If you can, maybe talk about a few things that you have done outstandingly for your customers or your clients, so that people will picture what is it that you are doing today based on your background, your education, and your experience in this area.
Hello, this is Barry Kopulos. I'm actually from a small farming town in Alberta called Three Hills, and I've been living in Winnipeg for 40 years. After I came to Winnipeg, a few years later, I decided to get into the broadcasting field, where I produced 2 TV talk shows on local media access VPW 11 called In Search of Friends and All About Computers. I produced live and tape shows for over 8 years. I then founded a nonprofit organization, Manitoba Multimedia Foundation, where that allowed me to go get interviews at festivals, fairs, nonprofits, charities, seminars, and workshops. I produced over 100 videos with that organization. I then went into writing a book. After I attended BizNet Sparks for 8 years, I noticed a lot of people had actually written books and presented books, and I decided it's time that I write a book. And I wrote a book on the topic of networking because that's what I knew a lot about. So over the past 15 years, I've been networking with very powerful people, and I actually talked about this in my book, Make Quality Connections, How to Up Your Networking Game. Now, the education level I have, I didn't have any education whatsoever in the world of broadcasting, but I did take a few courses at River College in video production. And my area of expertise in networking, that's all self-taught too, because I stepped outside of my comfort zone when I was shy at 16, and I just started talking to a lot of people and making connections. I've actually met some very powerful people in Winnipeg, such as Nobel Peace Prize winners, astronauts, gold medal athletes, billionaires and millionaires, to name a few. I wrote all about these stories in my book. And I actually got a gig, a project, when I actually worked on a video project for a franchise restaurant in the city, where I actually netted about $5,000 to produce a experiential video for the Royal Fork restaurant. So I was an overnight success. I had to brand myself, I had to market myself all over social media, giving away my books, making up some business cards, and letting people know that I'm an author, speaker, and podcaster. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. And what sort of roadblocks did you face earlier on, and how did you overcome them? And I know that many of us in this on this journey have had to face those roadblocks. And the reason, again, that I ask this question is I want the listener, Bill, to get a picture that whatever you're going through right now in your business, it's not isolated. It's just not you. A whole lot of us as entrepreneurs, we have either gone through them and overcame, we're on the other side, or are still going through those stuff today. So, and when you have that knowledge, if you're anything like me, it gives you courage that you're doing the right thing. So, what sort of roadblocks did you face earlier on, and how did you overcome them?
The roadblocks I might have faced early on in the area of writing my book is that I had to come up with the chapter titles and what to write about. I did reference some of the content from past pictures I had taken at different events, but most of the information came out of my mind, and I just wrote it down on the word processor document there. And I overcame them by just writing as much as I could and then putting the chapter titles down, basically going back and thinking how I networked at different events, what approaches did I use and where I went, how I found out about these events. And when it come to the video production, because I had done the TV show for 7 years, I was a natural on interviewing people and finding video projects to shoot video at. I basically used my broadcasting experience to break the ice to let people know that I wasn't a newbie at video production, as I produced the TV show for 7 years. And so my area of expertise in networking, well, that was all always done by attending the video production projects I did, and I would always network at those projects. So that's a little bit about me and my area of expertise.
Awesome. Certainly, there is a lot of great lessons there. I will speak to Bill for a moment and any of our listeners. Look, success leaves clue. I know we talk about this all the time. What you've just discovered there, maybe you could apply that in your business. Think about how can you apply what you've just learned there. And if you have further questions, get into the community, get an accountability partner in the community and help you to do just that. Coming back to you, what was your very first major breakthrough in this area?
My first major breakthrough with my area of expertise, which is networking, came when Randy, one of the hosts of Business Sparks, got together with me and helped me get a title for my book and what I should write about and what the subtitle should be. So he was the one that helped me come up with the words make quality connections. He always noticed I was making connections at Business Sparks all the time by talking to people before and after the meeting and giving out my cards, not selling anything, just mention to people what my area of expertise was. In that case, it was video production. I'd not become a book writer by then. And so he really helped me to get some of the chapter titles down too and come up with, like I say, the cover design, a little bit about the design of the cover, the title and the subtitle of the book.
Awesome. So, of how is the world different now than when you got started in this area?
As I mentioned to you, when I was 16, I was very shy. It took getting in front of a TV camera to overcome my shyness. and instilled confidence that I had a lot of knowledge about the topic I was presenting. In this case, it was friendship and computer topics. So that really helped me get over my shyness when I had to talk to an unknown number of people on the live camera that went live and taped for 7 years. And at no time was I ever nervous interviewing guests on the show or talking to the camera or taking phone calls at the show.
So uh, there may be people who are not quite clear about what is involved. Would you share with us, perhaps, very easy ABC, of what we're talking about?
When I give some tips from my book, and one tip I give to people if they're meeting a stranger for the first time at a business event and they don't know what to talk about, use the acronym FORM that I picked up from Business Sparks from Ron Owen, and it stands for family, occupation, recreation, or message. You pick one of those letters and you start talking about that topic with the person. And you can break the ice without selling anything to get to know him and he gets to know you. So that's what I talk about in the book. I have lots of techniques I share in my book that I learned over the past 3 years in the COVID lockdown from many, many organizations I attended, including networking organizations, webinars, all kinds of different events I attended, summits, you name it. I picked up all these tips and I put them in my book.
That's very, very clear. And I love the simplicity with which you communicate, this concept with everybody. I'm curious, how did you come up with such an idea, and how has it made an impact in, or maybe to your targeted audience? And is this really new, perhaps, or have you brought two ideas together? May you just take your time and let everybody hears you out.
One thing that I tell people is that when you're talking to a complete stranger, nothing bad is going to happen to you if you start a conversation with, "Hello, my name is Barry. What is your name?" It's very simple introduction, and nothing terrifying is going to happen when the person responds. I never get why people don't like to talk to strangers, but I'm the opposite. I'll talk to a stranger anywhere, anytime, any place in the city, anywhere in the world, in fact. So that's what I do is I just break the ice by asking them where they're from, have they been to our city before, and what industry do they work in? And we get a conversation going without selling anything. So my target audience is people that are starting a brand new business, people that want to pivot from an existing business, maybe a brick and mortar to online business, or maybe in the digital world. And we've even got AI now as part of the digital world now. So my target audience could be entrepreneurs that work from home, solopreneurs, startups, anybody that's starting up with a brand new company and just doesn't really know the trends of the 21st century marketing and publicity and media, all that kind of stuff. So that's what I talk about. And I am also going to be a guest on a show upcoming, maybe in a few months, again to talk about the AI, artificial intelligence, because it turns out that the host producer doesn't know much about the area. And when she knew that I knew quite a bit more than she did, she said, "Well, you'd like to come on my show then and talk about AI and artificial intelligence." As I'd mentioned to her, I have over 12 applications I purchased to learn about the AI world, what it can do and how it can increase your business, save you time and money, and increase your profits.
Indeed. And why should people switch over to this way of thinking, or maybe way of doing things?
I think people should actually keep track of new trends. And the trend right now today is artificial intelligence or AI. There are amazing developers that are coming up with tools that will help you write documents, create videos, create audios, all by inputting text into the box. I actually took a course in how to use ChatGPT on how to develop an ebook in a very short time by programming the right prompts and come up with an ebook that can be monetized to help you increase the sales of your product or service in your business. So people should take a serious look at AI. There's probably several hundred or more AI apps out there that can do pretty well much anything that you would want to do. Take away the menial task of writing documents, writing books, producing videos, or producing audios, or other things like writing press releases. There's a whole bunch of things that the AI world can do that would take you a lot of time if you had to do that. So I think that people should keep track of new trends, and the AI world is definitely a trend to take seriously because a lot of companies are embracing it. I understand there's about 10 million people using AI or have downloaded ChatGPT. So it's a very serious thing to take a look at. All the major companies, IBM, Microsoft, are also in AI. I'm attending AI Summit later on this month, or pardon me, next month, with 6 speakers, including Microsoft and IBM, that will be talking about the world of AI. So take a look at it, search for artificial intelligence or AI, and you'll find a lot of apps for free or low cost apps you can buy and try them out.
Yes. So is somebody maybe asking right now, maybe listening and say, is this the end of the road, or are you still going to come up with these discoveries? I guess I know the answer to this, but I just want to hear, from where you stand and how you're analyzing the terrain. If what's next? What's next for you?
I'm always making new discoveries. And when we go back to the discovery I've just recently made in the last several months of artificial intelligence, I get these emails because I'm on a lot of email lists that invite me to buy an AI app. And when I look what it can do, if it's relevant to my industry, such as video production, writing books, or press releases, I then buy the app. Some of these apps have been lowest cost of about under $20. They're limited, but at least I can try them out and see what they can do. So that's one discovery I've made new. And because I've been networking with the people that make these apps, and as I mentioned, I'll be attending a summit next month with about 4,500 people that will be attending. I'll be doing a lot of networking there with people that have interest in AI. I can tell them all the applications I've got, over a dozen, and if what they're looking for, if something relates to one I already have, I can refer them to these apps and where to buy them and get involved in that. So that's one thing that I'm always looking for new when I'm networking online. I'm always looking for new products or technologies that I'm not aware of in the past. So right now, I'm really involved in the AI world.
Just a quick follow up on that. What developments do you see on the immediate horizon in this? And maybe we could explore if there are going to be any long term, or even some cool developments just around the corner.
My next follow up book, because I am an expert now on networking, will be on virtual networking. And because we've been locked down for the past 3 years because of COVID, I've been doing a lot of virtual networking and met some very powerful people that I've invited onto my podcast, even to be co authors of my next book on virtual networking. And so they've taken an interest in that, or they want to be on my podcast, The Connected Networker. So that's what I have in mind. The long term I want to develop an online networking course by doing role playing for people to get an idea what networking is, what it is not. And one thing it's not about selling your product or service right off the bat. It's about developing relationships, collaborations, and just getting to know somebody if they have something in common with you. So I always want to stress that. So I would like to develop an online course after I get these 2 books out by the summer, the one on virtual networking and the one on the film industry. So that's what my long-term goals are. And I would definitely like to do an online course. There is somebody that teaches how to develop an online course using AI tools. And I've seen other ways that you can develop online course using different tools too. So that's my long-term goal.
That's brilliant. Thank you. Appreciate that. Now, we're coming toward the end of our time here together. What haven't I asked you that you would like to share with everybody, perhaps that is pertinent to our business community here?
One thing you didn't ask me about is how can I take the promotion, marketing, publicity to the next level besides promoting it on social media? Well, I've got the answer for you. I may be able to get my podcast shows distributed across Canada on a local access community channel run by the Shaw Cable Corporation called Shaw Spotlight. And they've taken an interest in my podcast, The Connected Networker, and Ready, Set, Action Live with Barry Hollywood. So if this was to happen, that would also give me a lot more publicity. Further to that, they are also taking applications for TV shows to produce. And I'll be submitting one later in May to put together a TV talk show, a variety show to showcase important things happening in Winnipeg in the local community. And because I produced 7 years of programs before, there's a good likelihood I would be approved if the show is about the community and not so much about the business world, to profile nonprofits, charities, and community activities going on in my community. So that's one thing that I like to share. And I think you should always ask people, what other ways are you looking to distribute your podcast or your book? Well, that's what I'm about to do, to get involved in two areas, to put my podcast on the channel, maybe excerpts of it, some clips of it, and produce a TV show that might be half hour, recorded a tape, and will go all across the country. Thank you.
Awesome. I never like to finish without asking your final thoughts. What final thoughts do you have to help motivate business owners and the community here to navigate this area or to get started in this area?
Okay, I always give this gift at the end of every interview I do on other podcast shows. I offer them a sampler ebook copy of my book to show how valuable the content I wrote about is in the book. And if you send me an email to pmnproducer@gmail.com, I'll be happy to send you a sampler ebook copy. My ebook is also now recorded in audio in MP3 format of 2.5 hours, and I'll be happy to send out a clip, an audio clip of the content of my book in audio format if you want to listen to it audio format. So that's my gift to you. If you want to stay tuned, go to my link tree, linktr.ee/Winnie Media Expert. That's WINNI Media Expert. It's got all the links to find my book, to find the interviews I've been on, to find my website. Everything you want to know about me, you can find at my link tree or email at the email address I just gave you. Thank you.
Outstanding. Truly outstanding. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you spending time with us here. And, I never like to conclude without giving our guests an opportunity to share where our audience can connect with them. So, where can everybody connect with you? Maybe you have a website or a very dedicated place where everybody can reach out to you.
When I developed my website, I wanted to showcase the areas of expertise I have in video production and what kind of videos I shoot. So I shoot expos, trade shows, seminars, nonprofits and charities, festivals and fairs. So if you go to my website, prairie-multimedia kopulos-productions.ueniweb.com. You'll find a lot of information about what kind of videos I do. And if you go to my LinkedIn page, you'll find a lot more about my book and my podcast. So that's what I wanted to offer there. And by filling out a form, you can get on a mailing list with me, and I'll be happy to send you updated information about what projects I'm working on. As I mentioned, the virtual networking book, the film book, my online networking course, and possibly if I get a TV show going or my podcast on the TV channel, you can be informed about all that kind of content.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You can also find those links below this recording for you to access very easily. And I want to say thank you for being here, and also thank you for sharing this great information with everybody so generously. Truly outstanding stuff right there. And if you found the information here very helpful, imagine what you're going to find in the community. So if you are not yet a member of our community, or you've been a member of our community but haven't visited of lately, can I encourage you to go in and make yourself known, help other people, or ask questions that you may have. And I know, our guest, now and also future will be there to answer any questions that you may have. In a minute, our guests will be telling you how they will be helping you in that community for sure. But before we do that, I just wanted to remind you of our training program that we have put together on how to start, how to scale, and how to monetize your podcast. Again, you'll find more information in the community. And also, we've got our leadership training program that we have put together. My dear friend Trevor Stockwell, you probably are very familiar with him. He does some of the podcasts here. Has got this amazing training that is ongoing on there, and would love for you to participate in that as well. Now, until next time, as always, live well, live with passion. Know that the best is truly, truly, truly yet to come. Bye-bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to Yokai Business Show. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode and have gained valuable insights and inspiration from our amazing guest. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review to help us spread the word. Also, be sure to check out our Leadership Ultimate Success Mastermind program, which is designed to help you and leaders in our community to do great things and support each other along their leadership journey. Until next time, live well, live with passion, know that the best is truly yet to come.